to the pop culture cosmos.
And we're back. Still some feedback on it, but what are you going to do? It's, of course, Gerald Glassford right here at the Pop Culture Cosmos. Thanks so much again for joining us. It is a great pleasure to have you here. It's the Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcasts. I am Gerald Glassford, host, along with my good friends, Josh and TJ. We're going to go ahead and make sure we got you covered for the entertainment news and trends here for the Pop Culture Cosmos. I also host the Lakers Fast Break, Lakers latest for the Fan Arc Network, Inside Sports Fantasy Football, and of course the State of Pro Wrestling. All those great things. If you could like and subscribe, it truly helps the channel out, and it will be greatly appreciated if you could be a part of what we're doing here at the Pop Culture Cosmos. And to all the radio stations that play our shows around the world, we are indebted to you for doing so indeed. But it wouldn't be a Pop Culture Cosmos without my good friend. It is, of course, the man that is behind so many good things himself. He has also got a long resume as well, like I do, as stuff that he does, including the Plucky Gamer, including, of course, all the great stuff that he does with Humanica Media, and man, just a ton of stuff as well. It is, of course, my good friend. It is Josh the Great Peterson. What's up, man? And a happy hoarder too. Yes.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. No, I was just say, what's up, man? You know what's weird? Like I was looking at something this morning. If you were to add all of the Super Bowl commercials together, it equals about 2 hours worth of commercials just by itself. So that just goes to show you how long the Super Bowl actually is.
It is and was. I consider this year a down year for the all across the board, from as far as the Super Bowl game and also the ads and the trailers. And we're going to go into why there was some good things, which we'll go ahead and talk about. And we'll go talk about some other things with that as well. The halftime show, that is all up to you guys. There's so much controversy behind that. Don't want again. It was what it was, and if you didn't like it, you didn't like it. If you liked it, you liked it. I just saw this.
Real quick though, a fun fact about the halftime shows. The Foo Fighters have been asked to do the halftime show twice, and both times they got a Nevermind call.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no pun intended, I guess. But yeah, they were like, yeah, we got, like, the first time was like Beyonce, they got instead, and then I forget who the second time was, but Dave Grohl finally is at the point where it's like, he said, no, I'm good. You guys just please don't ask us anymore.
What's funny is if you would have really said that if it was Nirvana. Get it? Never mind. Nirvana.
That's right.
I do want to go ahead and mention that if you liked it, then it was awesome for you guys. It was a celebration of Latino culture, and it sounded great with the new Apple spatialized sound. If you had the surround sound turned up, and if you didn't, you didn't. It's just that simple. But again, it was just a halftime show. Come on. Let's move on. Let's all be better to each other, and let's move on. Indeed, if you didn't like it, you didn't like it. And
why isn't anybody talking about Green Day? Like, Green Day was great too. I don't understand
absolutely. That. Yeah, and they tried to avoid a lot of the political stuff that they normally do in their shows in it. And I credit to them. They could have taken that opportunity to make their messages and all that, but no, their usual spots that they usually will put something in there, they didn't. Josh, and they chose a higher ground, so I respect them for doing that, as far as not making a statement that they that would have gotten everybody up in a roll. They just wanted to wear their play music. They just wanted there to celebrate the area that I believe they're from the Bay Area. Is that correct?
I don't know. I can't say off the top of my head. I don't know, man.
Okay, well, I'm just wondering why Green Day was chosen before the game, as far as that show is concerned. I thought that was the case. Maybe not. And of course, they couldn't get the Grateful Dead, obviously, for obvious reasons as well. So, but yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and mention that. But if you like the shows, if you didn't like it, please let us know. Popculturecosmos@yahoo.com or in the chat below. With that, though, we will get into it. But first, I have a complaint for you, my friend.
Uh-oh.
You asked me to go ahead and buy some cookies for your Girl Scouts, for your lovely ladies in Texas, for their Girl Scout troop, and I was more than happy to go ahead and do so. And I was really, really looking forward to doing so because my girls had already chosen out. They wanted each a box, Thin Mints, peppermint patties, the usual suspects, and all that. So, and then you go to the ordering system. You gave me a QR code. I zapped it that specifically is aligned with your Girl Scout troop. And so I go to it and order 2 boxes, $6 a piece. That's not a problem. It hasn't gone too far up as far as the price is concerned. I mean, with the rising costs of everything and all that, the fact that there's still about $6 for a box of cookies, not that bad, right? Not that bad.
Right,
So
right.
you go to the checkout counter, you just buy 1 box each, and then you realize you can't buy just 1 box each. You have to
Mhm.
buy at least 4 boxes. So, okay, all right, no problem. I'll add an extra box for my girls. No problem. $24, no problem. And then you get to the shipping.
How
You hear my fingers on the on my desk here? Yeah.
how much was the shipping? Do I wanna know?
Oh, pray tell. Yes. Well, the shipping itself was half the $24. It was $12 for
Mhm.
those boxes. Now, if you want more, it's going to cost you more. I think about $15 shipping. Uh, and I'm just thinking to myself, in an age in a world where Amazon Prime, whatever you want to say about Amazon Prime, that's up to you again. Totally respect your opinion on that. But it is free shipping in a world that's available, in a world where USPS would have been grateful in doing some type of deal, working some type of discount and something with them. They chose the higher ground and they chose a much higher price. But that is sinful. 50% of my order would be going additionally top of that for shipping. And I was just like, you know what? I love you, Josh, but nor would I ask you to do this for my girls when they were selling Girl Scout cookies. So I'm going to donate 2 cookies to your troop instead. So I just wanted to let you know, but just that's outrageous, man. That's outrageous.
Yeah, so I didn't even know that that was a thing. Like, I didn't know the shipping cost was that high. So,
Yes.
was there an option that says, like, Girl Scout delivery where, like, one of the local troops could just bring you cookies?
You know what? I think so, but for free. Oh, okay. Well, I could do that.
I'm not
Okay.
sure I'm not sure
Yeah.
how that works. Yeah, because like, I remember my wife was saying something. She was, uh yeah, I could even ship cookies to you, man. You just let me know what you want. Well, yeah, just tell me what you want. Order through the app and go to Girl Scout delivery, and then I can just ship them to you,
Okay,
man.
because I'm looking at it now because I was so enraged when I saw that $12. I think I exited out, but I'm back into it now. Have Girl Scout Bristol deliver the cookies.
Yeah. Yeah, you could do
Oh,
that,
what?
man. I just pop 'em in a box, pay the what, $4 to ship it, and I'll get it out to you, man. You just let me know.
All right, so I just want that. I just want Thin Mints and peanut butter patties. Okay, I'll reconsider that and order that. Oh, so it's peanut butter patties. No, I don't. Okay, I'll get this straight. I'll get this straight. So that peanut butter patties, Thin Mints. Okay. All right. So I got it here. I'm going to make that order and I'm going to make it happen. Okay. Now that that's the case, I feel a little bit better now, but yes, in-person delivery. All right. In-person delivery, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. So there you go. Okay, that's free delivery. Okay, that's right. But that's just outrageous, man. Somebody is paying somewhere around the world or
Yeah.
around the country, I should say, for it. And that's just outrageous, man.
I
That's
know, man. I know. I didn't
uh,
realize it was that bad, but yeah, that's
uh
crazy.
yeah, indeed. But I got it right here. I'll finish it up right here after the show. But yeah, just you could just go to Amazon to say, "Hey, can you work me out a deal I'll give you a little bit of cut of each cookie box. They would jump at the chance just for the tax write-off alone. Yeah, but
Yeah.
do that as a man. Just think if they did that. Just think of how many more Girl Scout cookies they do it if they just put it on Amazon.
Yeah.
Again, your thoughts on Amazon is respected, whatnot, but yeah, you got to admit that they are the world's largest shipping retailer. So
Is there like a controversy with Amazon? I didn't realize there was a problem there.
it's about who owns Amazon. So I'll just
Gotcha. Okay.
yes. And they have recently laid off quite a few people, so they're not exactly the most well-loved company.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like AI too. I mean, we'll talk about AI when the Super Bowl commercials here, but yeah,
it is AI related on that. Yes, yeah, AI.
YouTube's doing the same thing, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, AI is making things so much easier. Yeah, so much easier to let go people. But yes, like you said, we're going to go ahead and discuss that. But it is, of course, the pop culture cosmos. We're getting out of the business and you know, the little tiny bit of political realm here to talk about the entertainment because there was supposedly some entertainment, but that first half was boring. I'll just say that. The ads and also as well the trailers that were there at the Super Bowl and I'll make a note as far as the first ad that really got my eye. And I'm going to say Instacart. And when I can remember the next day, the actual sponsor of this, it's great. I'm going to go ahead on the good side and say you should put Benson Boone and also as well Ben Stiller as your duo for the ages of your Instacart because Ben Stiller doesn't always hit for everyone, and I wish he was spending more time making Severance season 3, but he's not. He's doing all this other stuff, but he did make a good commercial Instacart. Your thoughts on the Instacart as your because it is my Super Bowl commercial of 2026.
I actually laughed so hard I felt tears like coming out of my eyeballs, and that was probably the funniest commercial I remember watching. Funniest Super Bowl commercial I think I've ever seen. So, yeah, props to them. Actually, I can tell you, I can imagine that this is gonna be something that could possibly put Benson Boone into movies.
He was good. He was good. And I think that like you said, he could go further into it. And Ben Stiller's a director, so you know,
Yeah.
and Spike Jones, I believe this is the first commercial because Spike Jones was brought up on MTV videos and as far as directing and in commercials as well. But this is the first commercial he's had in a long time that he directed, and it was well worth it. The whole background, the leading up to it, the interviews with the brothers, so to speak, and yeah, just absolutely the way that it ended up. Best use of Ben Stiller's talents. Outside of directing episodes of Severance in quite some time, indeed, and you wonder what's going to happen when he does the Meet the Fockers sequel later on and stuff like that as well. But again, that's my best pick, and I have a feeling it's Josh's too. But is there any other really good Super Bowl commercials that stood out to you, my friend?
I think as far as like okay, so I got two that are sticking out in my head right now. Like one, I know we just talked about Amazon, but the Alexa commercial was pretty funny with Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, Chris, yes, Chris had that again. That also led into his comedic talents, which are underrated because he's usually in comedies that don't really accentuate his best skills.
Yeah. So that one was funny. The other one that it wasn't hilarious, but it was like I really liked it. Like it made me feel really nostalgic and took me way back was the Dunkin' Donuts commercial.
Yes, and that's the thing. It was, I guess, the best use of de-aging, and because it was intentionally de-aged, and you knew it was because, again, like you said, it was a throwback to the '90s with Ben Affleck, Jason Alexander, Jennifer Anderson, Tom Brady, and then set up like a lame sitcom from the '90s, and yeah, just so many '90s stars that were in there, all de-aged. But again, there I think it was appropriate because they were intentionally trying to look bad, especially with the VHS film
Mhm.
type deal. Yeah, the film grain, so to speak. Yeah, I agree with you. But when you do de-aging, I would probably avoid doing it like the way the Jurassic Park commercial went. I just that one I think was just kind of not there,
I
not
was
there.
yeah, yeah.
There's actually 2 or 3 more de-aging, celebrities, I think, for other commercials, but yeah, the Dunkin' Donuts one is, I guess, by far and away the best use of it per se. So
Yeah.
with that, we talked about the best, uh, commercials from the Super Bowl. If you guys have thoughts on the best Super Bowl commercials that you liked, please let us know. What was the worst one? I'm gonna say for me, okay, as any outside of any political things that were what is the worst ad trends that you saw?
Okay, hold on. Where's my
I'm gonna give you mine. The worst ad that I saw, if you don't include the AI ones, if you don't include all the commercials that did something totally abstract, and then in the very last 3 seconds told you who's sponsoring it, and you didn't know who was sponsoring it, you didn't know what it was for until the very last second, and it really didn't help the product. Probably the Manscaped one with the hairs, the balls of hair singing.
mhm.
Um, yeah, I'll just say that. I'll just say that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would have flushed that one down the toilet too, like they did in the commercial.
Yeah. I think probably my worst one was the Ritz commercial. Just was not like why.
I can't say I disagree with you on that one. Why put that out there?
Why like there's so many probably funnier things you could have done with the Ritz, but like you made this commercial that didn't even like talk about Ritz. It was more just like, hey, we're two people in a tree, and here comes Scarlett Johansson on a jet ski on the sand. But we're eating crackers, but we're not even going to tell you what the name of these crackers are.
The Raisin Bran commercial, I would want to add in with William
Uh,
Shatner. I thought that
yeah,
was okay. I thought that was good. I thought that was good. So I thought
it
that
was
was a
punny.
creative use.
It was
Yeah.
punny.
Yes, very punny indeed. They have 96-year-old or 95-year-old or no 94-year-old William Shatner out there still doing stuff. It was good too. So I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. But um yeah, any use of AI, all these AI commercials outside the Chris Hemsworth one, that we were inundated with. We were inundated with weight loss commercials. I am thankful that not every other commercial told me how many grams of protein it has.
Mm,
That was greatly appreciated because I'm getting sick and tired of watching that on my television. Uh, but yeah, the AI we were inundated with, and there's usually like themes across each and every year of an abundance of a certain type of field being inundating with us. And this year it was AI, a lot of AI going on, and I guess I'm thankful for that. As far as nothing was too egregiously bad, but the Manscaped commercial, I have to say, yes, the balls of hair that were singing yeah, a song about getting shaved off and then you having to watch being shaved off of people's body parts was not pleasant.
no, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Not what
You know, like every year, there's like these really weird religious commercials that make their way into the Super
oh,
Bowl.
the Jesus commercial. Yes, yes.
Yeah, like they had that one that was showing all the
It was started with the Vegas one, and then the theme had a little bit of gambling mixed in, and just like these all these other abstract images put into it, and then at the end, it's like, oh, he gets us. Yes,
yeah.
yes, yeah. Which is again, if you go there, I believe it is for the Church of Latter Day Saints. Am I correct on that? Is it the Mormons?
Probably makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, all right, yes, yes. Again, I don't know how I was just worried because at the very beginning they showed that the Welcome to Las Vegas sign, and it looked like part of it was not working, which as a city, we try to make that sign working. If the rest of the town is like, lit up, not lit up or
Yeah.
damaged anyway, we are making sure that sign as you come into Las Vegas is working and functional. It looked like part of it wasn't working. It's like, uh-oh, dude, does somebody need to check it? Like, this is not good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you guys don't understand. Okay, when you come here to Las Vegas, and I'm from Las Vegas, right here, you guys come in. There are thousands of people each day that line up to take a picture with that sign every single day of the year.
Uh,
So it needs to be operational
yeah.
every day, every moment of the year. So yeah, that's but when it showed it and it was like half of it was like, black, and I was like,
What do we do?
exactly, indeed. But yes, that wasn't. Yeah, again, another one of those commercials where you just advertise something else, or you do something else, or you have a whole skit, or you have a whole abstract montage theme, or something like that. And at the very end, they get you with whatever it is who's sponsoring it in the last 3 seconds, and you expect people, wow, I'm going to go ahead and get that product just because they put their name in the last 3 seconds. And I totally unrelated to the commercial I just saw. I
Yeah.
don't get it. I don't get that. I don't understand how that sells your product.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. It's like, for instance, when I post the Retro City Games ad, I'm not going to tell you, oh yeah, all this fun stuff, video games, collectibles, blah, blah, blah. Oh, by the way, Retro City Games at the very end. No, mention it throughout. Mention it throughout. Uh,
Yeah.
Ex Punisher, great to have you here. He says Cobra Commander will return in Avengers Doomsday. Yes, Cobra Commander, and that's one of the things I do want to talk about.
No
As far
doomsday
as I'm concerned,
trailer.
so Avengers Doomsday was not there. This is the largest television audience of the year by far, Josh. And to not advertise your film on
Yeah.
this platform, does it get you concerned that it's still going to be out this year?
Yeah, but I mean, for the most part, Marvel has not done a lot of pushing things back unless they absolutely had to. So I don't know how I feel yet about this.
We'll see. We'll see. They didn't advertise The Boys. I know Billy Butcher's name is in the comments, but they didn't advertise The Boys season 5, which I think, if I would have done that on Amazon Prime, as far as putting Amazon Prime ad on there, but they put other, of course, it's on NBC. NBC did, you got inundated with NBC shows and whatnot, of course, and whatnot. Netflix dropped their latest Adventures of Cliff Booth trailer, which was interesting to see. What's your thoughts on? I don't think he was de-aged. Brad Pitt at 62, still
Oh,
doing the Cliff Booth thing.
yeah, I did
Yeah,
see that.
yeah. So, your thoughts, my friend, on that?
I don't. I mean, I don't
It's
know.
it's David Fincher directing, but I believe it is Quentin Tarantino that wrote this as the sequel to
Sequel
Once
to
Upon a Time.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I actually I enjoyed that movie. I mean, I wouldn't mind going back, but I didn't really realize that there was a lot more to his story that took place after that, you know?
Mhm. Absolutely. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it looks okay. It's got that 70s feel, which I'm assuming that attracted to David Fincher. I'm sure he's a big fan of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood in the first place, which is why he's doing the sequel. What's in the box? What's in the box?
In the
Yeah, yeah,
box.
what's in the box? It's a David Fincher reference, everyone. But I will say again, I was very disappointed to not see a Dune trailer as well. And then also your thoughts though on the movies that were shown for the Disclosure Day from Steven Spielberg. You got a second look at that. How did you think?
Still didn't even like tell me what the movie is, you know? Like it's an alien movie, right? And there seems to be some like invasion of the body snatcher type vibes going on, but it still did not really tell us what the movie was about.
Yeah, exactly. So with that, I mean, we don't know where it's going, don't know what's happening to it, but I'm still intrigued. I'm still intrigued. I mean, That's something I want to see. I said it from the very beginning that it's got a hook on me.
Mhm.
Um, I hope it doesn't go the same route as his previous Alien movies, where there's, again, with Close Encounters of the Third Kind, War of the Worlds. I think it, could have ended a little bit better there. But again, we'll see what happens with Disclosure Day. But it is very intriguing to me, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen with that movie. Minions and Monsters, that got moved up a year. Josh, do you
Yeah.
realize that movie got moved up a year? And I know it's not going to be it's just going to go ahead and do great numbers. But from what I'm seeing, it just brings alongside what we've seen so far with the Minion series.
Yeah, I mean, people are gonna go see it regardless of whether or not the movie is good, but, yeah, it's just more of the same probably.
Absolutely. Were you disappointed you didn't see a certain movie trailer this year at the Super Bowl?
Um, which one?
Did were you disappointed? Which anyone pick one.
I mean, I don't really know. I'm not really was haven't not really anticipating anything outside the Marvel stuff, so I don't know what I would have been disappointed in seeing. But I do remember, like, Super Bowl is always a time when you always kept your trailers close to your chest, and the Super Bowl rolled around, and then boom, you threw them out there. But didn't seem to have a lot of that going on this year.
Yeah, which was kind of strange because again, for a industry that really needs to do well this year, there was a lack of movie trailers. Now there was kind of like a trailer for The Mandalorian and Grogu. I don't know if you caught that. It what didn't show you much in the way of new footage, but it did at least let you know that it's coming out on Memorial Day weekend. Your thoughts, my friend, on Mandalorian and Grogu?
I don't so like, what is the movie about? Like, it's we obviously the more is it going to be more of the same with the Mandalorian, or is it going to be a bigger story? What is the movie about? Because the trailer, especially the one in the Super Bowl, didn't really tell us anything. Neither of the trailers have really told us anything.
Yeah,
So, like,
I hear you.
why are we paying money to go see this movie when and not just watching it on Disney Plus?
The Super Mario Galaxy movie also put their wares out there as far as a movie. Supergirl actually was shown during the Puppy Bowl, which they did a Puppy Bowl trailer last year with Superman. I don't know if that's exactly where I would display the latest trailer for Supergirl, but I guess I understand with Crypto the dog involved in it. But I would have shown that trailer on the Super Bowl. I think it would have been more effective use or allocation of their funds for Warner Bros. For a movie that's going to be a harder sell than Superman.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd think. And okay, is it just me, or are movie trailers getting worse? Because, like, you watch, this is another one where, like, what is the movie about? It's just like they just showed her saying quirky things, picking up a dog and flinging something on a rope around and knocking a bunch of people out. Like, what is this movie about?
I mean, is this about her depression and guilt
Right,
after being
right.
able to escape what happened in Krypton? I don't know.
Is
I don't
this
know.
it feels more like an Avril Lavigne music video than it does like a superhero movie.
I hear you. Project Hail Mary, the final trailer. If you get to see it in full, it's now available online. Project Hail Mary. I'm actually warming up to this movie
Yeah.
with Ryan Gosling and Rocky as the star of a dying son. This one you seem to know more what it's about,
Mhm.
but it's going to come in the vein. In fact, it's from the writer of The Martian. Uh, to give you an idea, so get ready for another isolation space movie. But your thoughts, my friend, on Project Hail Mary? But I am starting to really warm up to this movie as well.
I don't know, I think it was the last trailer that came out really sold me on it. Like, the idea of just sending an average dude out into space because he's got knowledge of something. Like, it feels like a science fiction movie that is going to be relatable, and I think that's something we've never explored before.
Hoppers is a big test, and I told you last year I went to see my friend that works at Pixar and got to see. And they were hyped up about it then. Uh, they've had a very rocky history when it comes to their non-traditional IPs. Every time they've tried to introduce a new IP in this decade, almost every time, it has not worked out great. Turning Red was a success story during the pandemic, and there's been a couple others, but not all of their stuff that they brought out there as new IP has worked. Last year is a case in point with Elio. Your thoughts, my friend, on Hoppers? I'm hoping for the best again for Hop. I'm hoping for Pixar to have a string of successes once again. I think the movie industry is much better when they are at their game and will come in to see what they're doing.
Yeah, I did not expect to see this trailer. I don't know. Like yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's I don't have any thoughts right now. I'm still kind of processing the trailer. So I don't know. I mean, hopefully it's good, but this is just seems like another one where it's like, what's the intention in the movie? You
I
have
hear you.
because I mean, you had like Pixar is known for telling good stories and really well marketed stories, but like lately they seem to be doing neither.
We will wait and see, my friend. Again, I'm keeping my hopes up. I understand Toy Story is coming and all that other stuff is coming as far as their usual suspects that they're going to redo again, but they need fresh new IP that kids your ages of your kids, your age, their age can relate to. And again, we've talked about this before with Star Wars and other IPs. Your kids need their own Toy Story, their own Star Wars, their own stuff that they can relate to. And maybe Hoppers will be that thing, that IP that they will relate to for years on end, and that this could be the next big IP from Pixar. But again, I'm not going either which way like you. I'm kind of like I'm still processing it, and I don't know what to think based off what I saw at the Super Bowl. But last but certainly not least was a movie that I think might be a hit, and that is Scream 7. The controversy behind it, where the original stars attached to it, Jenna Ortega.
Right?
Yeah, Jenna Ortega and I forget who the other young lady is. I guess her comments, I believe, was the reason why that she's no longer there. And then Jenny Ortega left soon thereafter. So they brought all the old characters back. And I think Scream 7 is going to be at least initially a decent hit and I think this was the best use of the trailer at the Super Bowl to get everybody welcome back as far as the familiar faces are concerned. Now, I believe all the familiar faces outside of Nev Campbell perished. If at some point I guess they're being resurrected back. I don't know how that works.
Oh, no rules in 90s horror movies, man.
Yeah, because I thought Courtney Cox's character died. Am I mistaken on that? I don't know. It's hard to keep up. But again, yeah, she's back. Nev Campbell's back, and Ghostface is back. But I think that was probably the best use of what we saw with the Super Bowl trailers. At least the one that had the least going into it, and then got the most out of it. If that makes sense, Josh.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Yeah, I mean it's I don't know if I'm gonna be rushing to see it, but it's definitely got my attention.
Absolutely. Again, I think that again, it's probably something that I think a lot of people might now be interested in moving forward. But I do think it's going to be a better year for movies. And before the end of the show, I'm going to have a discussion with you on our movie fantasy league going forward and how we'll go ahead and do it and when we'll do it here upcoming this week. So, or hope next week or whenever we're going to be able to do it. So, again, those are the Super Bowl trailers and Super Bowl commercials. If you have thoughts on those, we'd love to hear them right here in the chat below or popculturecosmos@yahoo.com. Well, my friend, there's still much more to talk about on today's show right here. It is the Pop Culture Cosmos. It is Josh Peterson along with me, Gerald Glassford. Thanks so much again for watching and listening. Josh, I want to ask you this. There is a new Disney CEO. Did you see that there's going to be a retirement, just like we saw with Star Wars. There's going to be at the end of the year, Josh tomorrow will take over, starting on not at the end of the year, March 18, 2026. He's going to take over officially as the next CEO.
Wasn't Bob Iger? Didn't he say he was just there for like a minute?
Yep. And I thought he was going to retire at the end of this year, but he actually says right here that it's going to be on March 18th that Josh tomorrow, who's been in charge of the, I guess the theme parks type deal. So, and cruises and video game licensing, which has had a rocky history, the licensing as far as the video games. Yeah. And I will just say that hopefully this is a good move for them. But if I was naming you as the Disney CEO, now think about this for a second. If I was naming you as the new Disney CEO, what would you do as running Disney? Bring back Disney Infinity. Bring back Disney Infinity.
I don't know, man. Like I think that oh my gosh, sorry. The properties that I care about, like they already started to do better things with them. Like the Alien and Predator movies. Still jury's still out on Avengers. I would try to find a way to make the Disney parks a little bit cheaper because that was originally intended to be something cheap for families to be able to do, and now it's families can't even afford to do it. Like it's
good luck.
Yeah. So I mean that's definitely something I would look into. Other than that, like, yeah, I don't know. I'd be curious to comb through the vault to see all the properties that Disney owns that have not been used before. Like that would be kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know off the top of my head what I would do. What would you do?
I would focus on IP that's maybe something that you could focus in on that will take the Disney juggernaut to the next level. That's what I'm talking about. I talked about it just a minute ago with Pixar. I'm looking for something that's going to take the next generation, the Star Warses and the Marvels and all the stuff that they do already. That's great. They keep you going for a while, and they're going to keep you going for quite some time. But do something that's going to connect with an age group like your daughters, Josh. That next generation. Have something that they can call their own and that they can share with their children going forward. That is the key to longevity and success. And we keep going back to this theme, Josh. We talked about it a long time ago when we talked about what does Star Wars need to start doing, right? And they need it, again. If I was Disney CEO, I would try to find something and try to work with the right people that will help me find that next big IP that will last generations. That's not named Avatar. That's not named Star Wars. That's not named all the older, stuff that you see. You're not just always regurgitating the same IP over and over. Give something that the younger generation can call their own.
What's crazy is Disney when they bought Fox, they inherited the live action rights to Dragon Ball, and the fact that they have not done anything with that is absolutely astounding because Dragon Ball accounts for I want to say it was like a third of Japan's economy. Like if they stopped making Dragon Ball, the Japanese economy would collapse. No, and that's like That's
what. We didn't even mention the Pokemon commercial, by the way. Pokemon had a commercial too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's how forgettable it was. So.
I know it's the Pokemon commercial. Like they're really out of touch with their like if they want to appeal to normal people, like Pokemon especially. Like it seems weird that it was a celebrity centered commercial. Like why would you make a commercial for average consumers that's filled with celebrities? Like that doesn't. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, I mean, I don't know why Disney doesn't check out the Dragon Ball stuff a little bit more, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I wish that's so many doors would open. I'd have to like comb through everything to know what I would change.
Well, we'll see. Again, my friend, if that's the case and they do decide to finally put something out there that younger audiences can adapt to and call their own. But again, that's what I would do. That's if I was Disney CEO, that's what I would do and try to make sure that there's something that they can call their own for the next generation going forward that they can share with their kids. Not just, yeah, this was the previous generation's Star Wars. This was
Yeah.
the previous generation's, Avatar, etc.
Mhm.
Something that they can call their own, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. I absolutely agree with you.
So, if you guys out there were Disney CEO, what would you do to go ahead and make sure that you could build something for the future? Please let us know. Popculturecosmos at yahoo.com. Well, my friend, there's still much more to talk about on the show. I wanted to actually ask you, have you heard of the controversy and stuff going on with High Guard by any chance? The free to play, hero shooter that's now available for PC.
I have not. No.
It's the one last thing that was shown off to everyone at the Game Awards, and it was, I guess, picked specifically by Jeff Keighley. He said there was no cashola on why it was picked that time. There was cashola it being in it that show, but not why it was picked at the end of the show. But it debuted about a month later, and about a little after a month later, but it debuted and has gotten mixed reviews, but gotten a whole lot of people just before the game even came out. A lot of people giving a lot of flack to it because of the fact that it's just something that they didn't like seeing at the end of the Game Awards showcase. Your thoughts, my friend, on a I don't know. The Game Awards itself, it's a curse and it's a blessing, but these companies spend a lot of money to put their ads for their games in the Game Awards. We're
Yeah.
seeing a backlash for it for High Guard. Their player count is not survivable at this point in time, but it's gotten word of mouth for both good and bad to hopefully maybe sustain it, or hopefully maybe people will get into it. It's not the next Concord, but it's not doing a whole lot better.
Yeah, I don't these types of games, I don't understand why people keep making them, especially like with Amazon. Or this, you said this was an Amazon game?
No, this is not an Amazon game. This is a PC game right now.
These
It's from some of the people who made Titanfall. As far as it's a new studio, I believe.
because these games have come out repeatedly and they've repeatedly failed. So I don't know like why people still are trying to make them. Like, are they
It,
hoping to be the one that gets through the net?
I don't know. Again, these type of games, these three hero shooters, Overwatch, I think it's best to example for people to understand what a hero shooter is. If you're familiar with the game Overwatch, which is still kicking, still bringing out stuff, still bringing out new content, or Overwatch 2 in this case, I'm sorry. Then that's the type of deal it was. Concord is the biggest notable failure as far as it's concerned, but this is a free to play game. It combines elements from mysticism as far as horses, swords, that type of deal, with traditional shooting and magic and things of that nature. So it combines a whole lot of elements from mysticism into also today's world as far as it's concerned. So
Yeah.
where you could go, you could battle with swords, you could battle with guns, that type deal. But it I think also it came out because as a 3 versus 3 shooter, 3v3 PvP,
Hmm.
and I think that was probably for the world. If you take a look at the worlds themselves, the levels themselves are too vast, too large, because they want to utilize you getting on a horse and utilizing a creature or animal that you can run across the map with. And when it's only the 3 versus 3, it doesn't matter what you have, a vehicle or an animal or whatnot, it's still going to take a while to get across the map to go ahead and complete whatever mission that you're doing, whether it's capture, whether it's uh, you know defending a fortress and things of that nature. It also uses fortress buildings type deals. It combines a lot of elements, but I'm not sure it does it well enough to stick and resonate with a lot of people out there. That's the
Yeah.
thing. It wants to be a lot of things, and it doesn't look like it's the master of none.
Yeah. No.
It looks like it's the master of none.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
But again, that's High Guard. I mean, let us know your thoughts. It is free to play. I think that's the benefit. I don't know. Again, with free to play elements, where's the attraction to stay with it and to buy loot from it and to add on as far as spending money on it? Is there an attraction to it? Are you interested in it as far as they're concerned? But these hero shooters, I think, like Josh says, I think these hero shooters, they've come and gone in our society. But what are your thoughts out there? Popculturecosmos@yahoo.com. Josh, I mean, are you still think that the hero shooter is their time has come and gone?
I think so. I mean, I'm not saying that they can't make a comeback of sorts, but I don't think that this is the what am I trying to say? I don't think that this is there's been the failures are too recent to rise like a phoenix right now.
I agree. I agree, and I'm looking forward to seeing if this game will or will not survive. I just don't. I seeing the numbers that as far as I've seen, as far as the amount of people that are playing it, it does not look like it's going to have a long life. But it's not going the way of Concord. At least that's the bar that has been set. So with that, again, if you have thoughts on what's going on with High Guard, we'd love to love to hear your thoughts. Please let us know in the comments below or at popculturecosmos@yahoo.com. Well, my friend, before we head on out, the MCU review is continuing. Where are we at with the MCU? You said X-Men, I believe, correct?
X-Men First Class.
All right, there you go. Okay, now we're getting into something right there. Okay, because the X-Men have not exactly had a great history of movie making. People, I feel like when I went to see them, Josh, I was just going to see them in many cases. But First Class was different. I think First Class is one of the best X-Men's that have been out there. Your thoughts, my friend, on X-Men First Class?
So, I don't know. I didn't know what to think of it at first, but I think this was the first X-Men movie that I watched, and I was like, wow, whoever made this actually knows the comic books. Like, this is because I mean, look at up until this point, any of the X-Men movies that have come out have been strictly for the purpose of making money, and they were made by Bryan Singer, and Brett Ratner, two people who are just money people. They've never, even in the special features of these movies, they've admitted to never having seen or read any of the X-Men comics. So
that bothered you. We've talked about this before. That has always bothered you
because look at how crappy those movies were. I mean, they X-Men 2 could pass for a decent action movie, but it was like you wouldn't even know that it was a comic book outside the fact that everybody had superpowers.
Yeah.
So so this was the first time that they made an X-Men movie and things were actually comic book accurate. And it surprised the bejesus out of me.
I hear you, my friend. Again, for me, I just thought that the story, and obviously we saw the new, younger versions of the X-Men characters that were there. What did you think about the transition from the older, more familiar characters, which some are being brought back now, although Halle Berry is saying she's very sad that she's not part of Avengers Doomsday going right now, but hopes that she could be back in some form down the road. But what did you think about the transition between the older X-Men to the younger X-Men, James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender, et cetera, I think it worked with some of the actors that portrayed those roles, and with others, it didn't resonate. I shall say.
Yeah, well, so that part didn't really bother me. Like when I watched it, I sat there thinking to myself, I'm like, this should have been the first X-Men movie ever made. Like this actually, because even X-Men 1 and Wolverine or X-Men Origins didn't really tell anybody's origin stories. Like you got a brief glimpse at Wolverine's past a little bit, but I mean, this should have been the first X-Men movie,
Mhm.
in
I
my
agree with you there. Yeah, spot on. Spot on. I agree with you on that one, my friend. Again, when you're talking about that, as far as the way it's said, it just seemed like an origin story. Now that I come to think of it, I think you're right on that, man.
Yeah, I mean, and the grand climax of the film, right? The whole thing with the jets, the jet floating, and Michael Fassbender's, making that decision. It it was not, um, it's not like action, like a lot of action, but it was, it made sense for what the kind of story they're trying to tell.
What about Kevin Bacon in that role, as far as him being the bad guy in all that mix? Did you find that that may have been the one part that kind of let me down? It's just that it's Kevin Bacon. I could not really get into him being that big baddie that you could really hate. I could understand Fassbender's character's motivate Magneto's motivation for going after him, but as an overall bad guy to the movie, I'm not sure Kevin Bacon was the right choice, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely more intimidating actors they could have found. When I look at Kevin Bacon specifically in that role, if they had not done that scene in the beginning where uh they killed Michael Fassbender's mom in front of him, if they had not done that one scene, then I would have said like, no, he's just a terrible bad guy. I can't take him seriously as a bad guy, but watching his like psycho like Nazi expression in that made it so I was like, okay, I think I understand the character a little bit more.
All right, fair enough. But it is probably one of the best examples of the X-Men movie series that I've seen. And again, that bar is not very high because not,
Yeah.
not many of them are that good. Where are we going to next on the bar for the Marvel MCU review?
So next we are going to um hold on. I'm sorry. Give me a
No
second.
worries.
We're going to the Avenge. We did Captain America, right? I don't remember.
Not the Winter Soldier, not the original Captain America yet. No, not the
Okay, so
original.
that's where we're going next. We got Captain America and then the Avengers. So we're one movie away from the first Avengers movie.
Oh, I think we're going to have a good conversation on Captain America because I seem to have a lot of different. I seem to have some differences with people on how I perceive Captain America, the first Avenger, and that'll be a good conversation indeed. So
Yeah, yeah.
looking forward to it. Looking forward to it, my friend. But if you guys have thoughts on the MC review, we're up to, like you said, the X-Men First Class. Please let us know. Popculturecosmos at yahoo.com. But before we head on out, my friend, I wanted to propose to you and TJ something. I don't know when we're going to be able to schedule this, but I'd like to do it ASAP as far as it's concerned. But it's the Fantasy League that I'd like to go ahead and do. Sifted.net was the first to go ahead, and I'm going to give them props for doing the video game as far as video game fantasy league, but I like to do that not only on the box office end for the movies or the movies end. I'd also like to do for video games as well. I know that there's a movie fantasy league as well, as far as based off box office numbers or Metacritics. And that's the thing I want to ask you. If we were to do a video game fantasy league, that is not too hard because you have to do it based off of Metacritic score or whatever the score that is, because it's really hard to get sales numbers for all these video games in the world of very little physical, but digital, and not everybody reports their numbers, et cetera, et cetera. So that's not too hard. But in the movie aspect, you can get an idea mostly, except if you're Demon Slayer, on how much a
Right,
movie makes.
right. Yep, yep.
So, how would you like to do it? So I can let TJ know. Would you like to do a fantasy league based off box office numbers, or would you like to do it off of Metacritic numbers?
I understand box office numbers a little more than Metacritic, so it's probably box office.
Okay, I had a feeling because you and critics go a long way. Your rant on critics some
Mm.
time back is still legendary on the
Which,
show.
which is why I wouldn't be good for the critics. I
Okay,
cannot predict what they're gonna say. I can just
okay,
react to it.
but on the video games, I don't think I have a choice. I can't. There's no way I could track because the whatever I forget the name of them as far as the MPD, what they changed to. That's it doesn't tell me numbers and you know the track. It's really hard to track firsthand on a regular basis what the sales numbers is. So Metacritic, I would have to go off for video games.
Yeah.
I would like to do again a movie fantasy league and a video game fantasy league, and I don't know how I'm going to schedule this out with the two guys. I may have to do them separately, or may try to get it together. I'm going to get with the guys on that. But yeah, okay. Based off of box office. And so we're going to have to start doing it this week. So definitely looking forward to doing that with you on that. Again, as far as I'm concerned. And it'll be from, if we do it this week on movies, where it's going to be from any movies debuting the Valentine's Day weekend going forward, and then we'll go from there. So, yes,
All right, that sounds good to me.
yeah. So, and last but not least, as far as the traditional worst box office numbers, reminded of just how good a storyteller is, but it looks like we get as far as Sam Raimi every now and then we get reminded of what a good storyteller he is. Your thoughts, my friend, on Sin Help before we get on out?
Yeah, I mean, I this is one I do want to watch. I think we talked a little bit about this last week, but yeah, it is one I want to watch. Um, and it's such an intriguing concept. Like if you, it's I don't know. It's like this is probably one of the most original ideas for a movie I think I've seen in a long time. So I do want to watch this one.
Well, Sin Help did win the box office domestically, right around $10 million. It had only a 50, about less than a 50% drop. So yeah, it's a I wouldn't say it's a hit per se, but it looks like it's going to do about 70, 80 million as far as overall by the time the box office is done on it, which again, depending on how much it costs, could be a little bit of a moneymaker. But again, it reminds people out there that Sam Raimi is one of the best horror storytellers out there, and he doesn't make a bad Spider-Man movie at all.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
All right, my friend. But great to have you here as always. Cannot thank you enough for being a part of what we're doing here at the Pop Culture Cosmos. Josh, any last thoughts before we head on out?
No, not that I can think of. Hopefully next year's Super Bowl will be a little less controversial, but we'll see. We're all still united under the banner of pop culture until somebody politicizes that too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And yeah, again, like I said, I just want to get rid of all this other stuff, the AI and all this. Stop reminding us about the stuff that we don't like and the
Mm.
stuff we don't want. Yeah, again, we use some of this stuff in our regular daily lives, but I don't want to be reminded of it. I want to actually I mean, 3 years ago, Josh, we were actually just rating all the commercials based on the quality, good or bad. And then now
Mhm.
it's just like, okay, does it have to have a theme? Does it? Yeah, I know. I just don't like all that other stuff. I want to go back to what what we used to
Simpler
have.
times, man.
Simpler times indeed. So for Josh the Great Peterson, this is Gerald Glassford. It's another beautiful day in paradise right here in the Pop Culture Cosmos. We thank you for listening. And here's hoping you have yourself a great day.
Welcome to the Pop Culture Cosmos.